Tony was looking for the nameplates.
Be careful what you say.
Good to go.
We'll call to order the March 29th meeting of the Schenectady County Industrial Development Agency. And the first order of business is approval of the minutes from our February 17th meeting. Can I have a motion and a second?
I'll move.
I'll second. Any discussion or comments on the minutes? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And item number 2 is our treasurer's report, which I'll turn over to Jamie to update us on that.
You'll see that there's been very little activity so far this year through the first 3 months. State invoices for our audit that we'll be talking about shortly. And our cash on hand stands at $1,009,680 attached to the transactions to date.
Any questions or comments on the treasurer's report?
Motion to accept.
Can I have a second on that?
I'll second it.
All in favor, signify by saying aye. Third item this morning on the agenda is the 2022 audit, which is being referenced resolution 53023. I'll take a motion in a second, and then we'll have some discussion on that.
I'll move.
So you see, we handed out the audit that was prepared by a pre-stocking company. They were here in February. Once again, it's a clean report, no discrepancies, no issues were raised during their time here. They provided us with a management letter, investment report. If you kind of walk through it sequentially, it starts off with a management letter, just saying everything is fine. The audit itself, the balance sheet is all cash, so that's our only asset. Which I guess is a good place to be. It has $1,017,000 at the end of 22. The next page is a statement of revenue and expenses. Again, a very strong year that we had in 2022, thanks to the closing of the Chippy project and Rivers Ledge, so we generated a lot in fees. The cash flow statement shows what came in and what went out. There are the usual notes that are attached to the audit itself. And then the final piece is the supplemental information, which shows the bonds that are currently in place with the agency and the compliance letter. So all pretty standard, very much same as prior years, I guess, except our cash
Position is a lot.
and as you know, with the authorization from the board, we file this and other documents with the rest of the agenda to the authority's budget office by the deadline of Friday.
Very good. Any questions? I think I have a motion in a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Our third item is the submission of ABO submissions. We'll start here. We got several of these to do.
Yeah, so we broke it up this year to kind of two pieces. So one are the reports that get submitted to the ABO. So there are three of them that come from each of the organizations. There's the mission statement and performance measurements. This is fairly typical for us, but I think it's interesting if you look at particularly the results from 2022. Total capital investments approved over $45 million. And then the jobs piece is also interesting because we're seeing a decrease in the job reporting that's come through. Part of it is that some of our larger employers, GE, MVP, are coming off the rolls. Their pilots have expired, but also ones that are on there, Sunnyview in particular, in the Eddy Center out in Rotterdam, show fairly significant decreases in employment, which I think is a reflection of the times. People are having trouble hiring in general, and yet it's a COVID-related issues. So you can see that there was a decrease of 566 from the reporting from the prior year. It could be a time of the year.
And Sunnyview's 300 of those, sorry to interrupt, and we're checking that number. I mean, they've announced an expansion of the facility in Schenectady. I don't understand how Sunnyview could be dropping 300 people. We're checking the numbers. So
Maybe they're just having trouble hiring right now.
It may be,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's a significant number.
I think, and because they have satellite locations, I think the previous year might have been counting, we're checking it, so we'll come back to it. 300 or 400 of the number is Eddy and Sunnyview with the healthcare stuff, so. And they were, yes,
Sunnyview's kind of more integrated into St. Peter's now, so they didn't have to count.
that's correct.
Yeah.
Right.
Count apples and oranges
Very
there for a couple of
That's a
years.
good point.
Yeah, we do have some projects where they do have multiple locations, but the report really is for very specific locations, so we do check.
The same staff is being paid out of a different.
And then the report on the
Paid
pilots,
Albany now or something, that could very
forward
well
on that,
be.
again, some of these fall off, but generally it's fairly.
Be interested to find out.
Yeah.
So, if there are any questions on that report, I can answer them. I mentioned the investment report is prepared by Trustack and Company. That's a requirement of the ABO, and then the real property report, which shows the holdings of the agency. The one interesting thing to note is the last item, the Rotterdam Park rail spur. It came up in a prior meeting when Ray was talking about one of the projects out in the Rotterdam Park, and we took a look at to find that IDA actually owns a rail spur related to the RailX project. We never listed it before, so you'll see that we own a couple miles of track out in Rotterdam.
So our railroad is now a little bigger than.
I think we're gonna check our insurance coverage too a little bit
That's a
after.
good idea. All right, motion and second on resolution 531-23.
Second motion.
Okay, second.
Second.
We've had some discussion. Any more discussion? If not, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
That takes us to, now, I just have a question for Dave. We're gonna take these, you wanna take these individually?
As a group.
Or we can take them as a group?
If that's,
That's fine. Can I have a motion to move 532 through 536 in its entirety after we have a little discussion?
I'll make that motion. Second.
The policies are unchanged from prior years. It's on the website as it always is. Not much really to say about it. We did add in the uniform tax exemption policy. It is supposed to be reviewed every 3 years. I think the last time was when it was changed in 2016, so we'll kind of get that back into the cycle again. That drives how we do pilot deviations and our fee structure and all of that. But none of them have changed, and we're ready again to post it on the website and file with the
Any questions on any of the policies that we filed? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The final item is our annual meeting. This is resolution 537-23, which is our election of officers. And we have the slate for you, and there are no changes.
I'll make a motion.
Make Gardner makes the motion, do I have a second? Second. And on behalf of the county, I would just thank everybody for coming to these. They're uncompensated positions, but it's valuable work, necessary work, and we appreciate the time and effort that all of you put into being here to help things move forward in Schenectady County. With that,
It's an honor to serve, Mr. Chairman.
thank you. It's an honor to have you. With that having been said, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
So you're all re-up for another year. Do we have any other business this morning before they? Seeing none, can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved. Second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye. And the meeting of the Industrial Development Agency of Schenectady County is closed. We'll move along to our second meeting this morning, which is going to look similar to the last one in terms of its format and structure. This is the Schenectady County Capital Resource Corporation, and I'll call to order the March 29th meeting of the CRC board with a motion to approve our minutes from October 26th.
I'll move. Second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And then next we have our treasurer's report, which is not quite as robust as our
No, it's not.
companion agency, but it is what it
Better than a
is.
year ago, right? So the only expenses for the audit that was performed by Cusack and Company, and the cash position is $112,112. Number of play today, what in the store.
There you go. Or wherever you go. Absolutely. So a motion and a second on the treasurer's report, if I could please.
Second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And we also have a 2022 audit of the CRC. Jamie will walk us briefly through that, and then we'll take a motion in a second on that one.
Right, so it follows the same format performed by Cusack and Company, clean audit, no irregularities. Starts out with the management letter, goes into the audit report. The balance sheet is all cash, so $112,108. Statement of revenue and expenditures, largely driven by our project at the college last year, collected a nice fee out of that. The cash flow statement shows all the expenditures plus the revenues for the year. The supplementary bond information has a nice listing of all the projects that Union College has come through the CRC, so hopefully there's more to come. There's obviously a lot of investment going on there. And then the compliance letter that's required that Cusack provides.
So, can I have a motion and a second on the audit? Second.
I'll move.
One second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Brings us around to the annual meeting resolution 24123 for the CRC, and that's the election of officers, and the officers of the CRC mirror those of the IDA. So I will ask for a motion in a second on that.
Second.
Favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We have a submission to the ABO for CRC. That's a whole lot of initials, isn't it? CRC, but resolution 24223 is the readoption of our mission statement and our performance incentives, and it's probably just a good idea to explain those a little bit.
Yep, starts off with the mission statement and the performance results from 2022. Not quite as interesting as the IDAs. Shows the investment at Union College for the bond issuance of $32 million. And hopefully another project will come around, perhaps by the college or another not-for-profit in the county in 2023.
We are here and ready to assist with
That's right.
access to the capital.
Exactly. And the real property report, there's no property, so that's just a couple of zeros. And the investment report was prepared by Cusack, so they really help us with having this together and sending it out to the CEO on Friday.
So we need a motion and a second on 24223,
I'll move.
and an opportunity for any questions. Jamie has run through the motion before I forgot. For discussion on that. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We have the same set of companion resolutions that we just adopted at the IDA meeting. Resolutions 243 through 247. Can I have a motion to take those in their entirety?
I'll make that motion.
Second. Gardner seconds. I don't think we
No
need a
changes to
lot
the
of
policy,
discussion,
right?
but
Same as before, we just added the uniform tax and revenue policy. Otherwise, it's full policy for insurance.
so hearing no discussion and having Jamie's explanation, all those in favor of resolutions 243 through 247, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Also, any other business to come before the CRC this morning? Hearing none, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.
Thank you.
Any more words on the supermarket, the old Mohawk, auto center?